everybody, welcome back to the show. The Intel Extreme Masters World Finals here in Hanover, Germany. And like Daniel Klein just set up on stage, and soon to be in the seat next to me right here, we have fnatic against All Authority. He is here now. He's going to be walking around, hopefully not knocking over the camera. Success. Okay, good job, sir. And we will have one of the best games that we're probably going to see today. We've had a good job so far with a lot of phenomenal games, but this is a rematch of the Season 1 Championship. This is a rematch of, just top EU teams.
Yes.
This is going to be a really, really great series. What are you expecting out of this so far?
I am expecting more Barons to be stolen.
More Barons, really?
That was, yeah, I think that was probably the softest interview question of my life. How did it feel to steal that Baron?
And he was like,
pretty good.
It's pretty good.
He's Finnish. He's not gonna be. He's not gonna be loud. He's gonna be super honest. He's like, pretty good.
Is that a sign thing, or is that really culturally Finnish?
Yeah, that's Finnish. Yeah, they're super chill dudes. They're just relaxed. They'll just not talk unless they have something to say. And that's
interesting. Actually had a similar thing. Yeah, for sure, and he's a great guy. But I had a similar thing, apparently, in Chinese culture, you don't accept compliments. If someone says you did a good job, you're like, no, it was just lucky, yeah. And I was like, oh, it's interesting. I love cultural, differences like that. They're really interesting to me, so.
Yeah, that's definitely Finnish is going to be totally understated.
Meanwhile, Americans, if you take Solomed as an example, bay life all the time. And that's the way we roll, apparently.
Oh, man, that game was lost. And I just spoke to Scar on stage really quickly, and he's a bit upset at the moment, and he's like, yeah, it doesn't matter that we dominated early game if you can't close out the game, and I understand why he would say that, but honestly, look at the positive side. Dignitas was incredibly dominant against fnatic early game. I'm trying not to be biased here, but the audience definitely was on the side of the European team. You could hear that the cheering happened when fnatic landed kills, and there were a couple of moments where the entire audience were like, not good, not good. And they somehow turned it around. It was definitely a very, very fun game.
Yeah, that was one of the best games to watch. I think I was sad that I was here on the sidelines, watching it up in the front row, the crowd instead of getting cast it. But there were a lot of really, really fun moments of that game.
We now get to cast a game of two teams that know each other intimately. They have played against each other so many times, and aAa have been just wiping the floor with fnatic online recently. They just no chance. It's not even the same class.
But hasn't everyone been wiping the floor with fnatic online, and then they kind of showed up? And,
pretty much. I think my ranked team would probably not be able to take them, but otherwise.
That's fair.
Although MoMA is on my ranked team. I'll just point it out right now. Yes.
Does he carry you every game?
No, he plays AP Nautilus mid and fails.
How? Expect better from you, MoMA.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see it.
He's not going to have him. He's not going to bring out the AP Nautilus mid for this game. I don't think.
Maybe that's Reginald's secret AP.
Maybe. And here we see them. Let's run through him again. There's Yellowstar, Linak, Soas. Behind him, we see MoMA, yes, and then N-rated, yes. Yeah. MoMA was a little covered there. Yeah. Look at Yellowstar looking like a boss. He's ready for this.
He looks pretty serious face.
These guys, 3 French people now, and these are 2 Germans right now, MoMA and N-rated. Probably, I would say, the strongest team. Online, no question, the strongest team in Europe. They come off of taking, I think, 3 best of 3s of M5. Last 2 of them were O2 Stomps.
Oh, wow.
Like, not even a chance given to M5. These guys are incredible right now. That is Spanish culture for you right now. That's XPK dancing. And Shusha next to him, of course, who doesn't want to share his hand warmers, apparently. Because he's mean like that.
It's a little chilly here. It's not too bad. I'm wearing a hoodie most of the time, but it's not too bad, especially when you're kind of hyped up in the game and you're sort of you're showing it. You kind of forget about any sort of physical discomforts, and it's all about that.
All right. Actually, I think I'm taking interest now. That's all right. I like that this is going.
Yeah, of course. In the last 2, of course, we'll jump up there. But interesting, by the way, fnatic in Intel Extreme Masters have a 9-0 winning series. They have won the last 9 straight IEM games. fnatic crushing faces on LAN. Now, of course, that's LAN only because, of course, they dropped out of the Intel EM qualifier for Kiev.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's just run through the team. It's Cyanide, XPK, Melissan, now we switched away, and then it was Lamia and Shusha.
Yep.
But yes, that was the team. You think you know their faces by now, probably. Yeah. That's insane. Who goes 9 games straight in the same offline tournament series? And
winning teams do.
Yes.
Winning teams do. Yeah.
Okay, so and I think we are just going to go back and look at these players as they come out to a very, very pretty stage here.
Yeah.
Freak, are you excited?
Oh, I'm extremely excited. This is going to be a great series of games.
Can you hide it?
No, I can't.
Okay,
I'm
very
excited and I cannot hide it.
And let's go take it to the stage.
All right, and next up we have Fnatic and French powerhouse aAA. So let's give a big warm round of applause as they come up on stage.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined here by PK and Mama. It is the two mids facing off in the mid. So, starting off, Fnatic. You suck online, apparently, but you are awesome on LAN. What is going on?
We didn't really do that awesome. We did like 1 million mistakes in this game, I saw. But still, in the end, we had better combo, and they made one mistake in the end that cost them the full game, the Baron steal.
And Moma, this is against all authorities a big time to shine. You're both 2-0 in this group. This is potentially really for maybe the top place in this group. You both got to play CLG yet, so I'm not getting too presumptuous. But how are you guys feeling? I mean, you're looking good at this LAN. You've looked absolutely awesome online, and it seems you carried that form online.
Well, I think we need to play like we did the last month offline, online, and then I think we can only lose the game by ourselves. If we do mistakes, and if we don't play like we did online, we lose the game. And Fnatic is really strong offline, and we need to care about this. We just saw the end of the last match, and if we do mistakes, they will turn the game, so we need to care this game.
So my question to Fnatic after the last match is aAa back?
With a few heroes. You can play with a few heroes still.
It's still working out for you. Against all authorities, obviously you've had a lot of success. Like you say, you beat Moscow 5, but this is the first time that you guys have actually been on an event all together as the current format.
Yeah, well, actually we played already in DreamHack with almost the same lineup, just we have now N-rated instead of Kuja. So we have already the automatism, like we know what to do, and everybody of us has experience in offline events, so I don't think it's a problem for us to play here, so we just need to play like we did online.
And maybe I shouldn't ask where the sponsor shirts are at the moment.
What? Come again?
Where the shirts are, the Against All Authority shirts?
Well, it's because we didn't knew so early that we replace Vault Elite here, so we actually don't have shirts for me and N-rated. And, well, yeah, so... But if we go to the next round, we will have shirts for the quarterfinals or the semifinals because we will send them here. So it's just today.
Okay, and anything you'd like to say to the folks back home? I'll do that for both of you because I don't think we've done that yet. Maybe to the people back in Spain?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone here watching us, and from their home, thank you for everyone supporting us, and thanks to all the fans. Yeah.
And maybe to German fans, I don't know.
Yeah, first of all, it's so awesome that already so many people are here for the first play day. I didn't expect that at all, and thank you all for the great support you give us.
Okay, without further ado, let's have Fnatic versus Against All Authorities. I'm going to pass back over to Freak and Xenon, I believe.
Yes, indeed. We are back up in the commentary booth. Had a couple of players actually come by and be like, hey, can we talk? I'm like, sorry, we're like in the middle of a tournament match. I'm sorry.
Kind of doing a thing here.
Yeah, of course. But anyway, guys, yes, I'm David Freak Turley here with Daniel Kleinstein on the Stoic, here representing Riot Games, and just awesome League of Legends in general, and we're just extremely happy to be here. These games have been phenomenal.
We represent awesomeness. Is
we
that
represent
our job?
awesomeness.
Nice. That should be our lower third.
And Lamia running quickly. You can see him there on the monitor. You can see him running over to a station. Apparently had to take a quick bathroom break. But
nice.
Looks like we have all of Against All Authority in the game. I think we're at about 3 of the Fnatic players in so far. So we're almost about ready with the full rosters. Of course, we should be ready right here in the commentary booth. The players, as soon as they're good to go, we are ready to watch some amazing League of Legends action ourselves.
Yeah, let's talk quickly about mid lane. We just had the mid lane doing the interview there.
Yep.
There's a few things that are going on there. First of all, XPK has been playing a lot of that TF recently in tournaments, but it's a hit and miss. Okay. And he just played it against Skara, who he is not familiar with.
Sure.
And he failed pretty hard. I don't think he's going to bring it out against MoMA. He's very familiar with MoMA, and he knows MoMA can punish him for it. So what is he going to play? And are they going to leave Karthus open and try to go for an aggressive jungler? Because that is definitely an option that they have with Cyanide. You have to have a jungler with the right mindset who can say, yes, I'm going to be super aggressive and just gank you 24/7. Sure. Cyanide is that kind of guy. So they could leave Karthus open, but it would be super risky. MoMA, I would say, like, without question, strongest Karthus player in Europe, and Karthus hyper carry. That's AP hyper carry is what he is. Yeah. If he has a good game, the enemy team is not going to have a good game. That's basically what it is.
That's true, and there's a lot of interesting things with that sort of champion selection here, because you've got players like XPK and Shushay who have a huge roster of available champions, and you can't really target ban them because they have so many just available choices there. For example, Shushay, who's just so well known for Gragas, he's not even getting the Gragas banned out against him because he's got such a wide variety of rosters, such a large roster of champions, and because he's really good at he's playing the solo top for his team, and Gragas is not really a solo top champion, so they're not really expecting that kind of role to come in there. At the same time, you've got someone like MoMA, who again is a phenomenal Karthus player, but he's got this cool thing where he's figured out that he uses Fizz as a counter pick to Karthus and says, if they grab this Karthus, I'll just pick Fizz and just crush him in lane. And Against All Authority may choose a strategy where they leave Fizz and Karthus available. They kind of bait that pick, this normally like very common, very high profile choice, and they're like, and Fizz counter pick, no problem. And there's a lot of things like that where, for example, they really like, SOS really likes playing Udyr. He's been using him pretty frequently in tournament matches, and Udyr's a great pick because he can be that aggressive jungler that you just talked about, but he can also be a top lane. And there's a lot of these champions that are really common. Janna's another one. Janna's been in every single tournament game so far today.
That's true,
There's a lot of these really common picks that these teams can just grab, and they're not too worried about it. And it looks like we might be ready to go. The teams seem like they're in there. We do have all 5 from Fnatic, all 5 from AAA, and Fnatic are the first pick here. They're going to be blue team, so their first pick, first ban, and they're going to be in a pretty happy place to see what they're going to do, which means, by the way, that Against All Authority will have the last pick here, so they have the last chance to counterpick.
They have the option to leave the AP for last and see if they actually find a good combo. We start with an Alistar ban, so they were actually impressed by, I guess, Linux. It was a jungle Alistar, wasn't it, that we saw last game?
Yeah. It was, and and you're going to see a couple of different picks here. So there is the Karthus ban that Fnatic does not want to deal with it. They trust their players and to play other champions here. Against All Authority going to have another ban here, and wow, they're going to drop out that Twisted Fate away from XPK. Another thing, aside from the Janna, is Ashe is going to be contested here as well. Both teams have used Ashe at least once so far in the matches so far. I believe Against All Authority have only played one match. I think they're just the 1-0 against Alternate, and Fnatic so far, I think just the one match.
The AAA must have played another match as well. They must have played the match against Millennium because Lee just said that they're both 2-0, and he wouldn't lie to us. He's Lee. He's nice.
That's true. Okay,
Let's talk about the bans though while they're happening. Sorry, Rise and Twisted Fate banned out from AAA. Like the Twisted Fate, I really didn't see it coming, but okay, I guess that they want to spend their ban for them. And Karthus, Morgana, both definitely aimed at MoMA. We saw his Morgana, we saw those binds.
Oh, it was scary. It was harsh.
They just didn't miss.
He has a Kennen ban. I actually like that ban a lot. Shushay, he was sort of... He joined the competitive scene as mostly a mage player, you know, who's a very, very common. And there's the first pick, Janna. She's been very frequent in this tournament. But, you know, Shuche, we saw sort of his rise to stardom was a lot of Gragas, a lot of mage play. And then he's like, well, now he's a top lane player, and he still gets to play some mages with, for example, Kennen. And so it makes a lot of sense that they ban those sort of choices out there. And even though TF, you know, maybe is a situational pick, that ban is about limiting options. They're not necessarily afraid of all these players. They just want to cut down the available strategies and make them easier to pin down and easier to counterplay. So I do like that choice from Against All Authority.
The way I phrase it with Shuche is that he grew up in a kill meta. He grew up in a meta where it was still considered the best thing to do, just go and kill your lane opponent if you could. And it's shifted really, really badly to these sustained characters in top lane that just need to farm. And it's not that he can't do it. The thing is, Shuche gets bored. He literally tells me, I get like, oh, the Shen pick up. So people at home, you're going to be wondering right now, what patch is this? This is Nautilus patch with Shen hotfixes. So it has the little nerf in there. Some people say the nerf didn't go far enough. Some people say it just made them useless again. Apparently, AAA seem to think he is not useless.
Yeah, but he was banned in the CLG versus Dignitas match as well at the beginning of the day. So
and
he's
the
definitely
ultimate match as well.
Yeah, so he's definitely been a very highly contested pick so far. Teams are still a fan of this champion. Again, Janna still with her sort of repeatedly picked streak so far.
I was about to say this. There's another champion that kind of fits Shuche's playstyle that he likes playing in top, and that's just a Monkey King. And I think our two designers are going to be quite happy today at breakfast. They were asking us, are we going to see any Wukong in here with Wicked not actually being at the tournament? And apparently Shuche can play him as well. And there is the Nautilus pick. Orianna is open. Be very, very quiet. Fnatic have a secret comp around Orianna and Nautilus. So let's see if they actually leave it up. I don't even know if MoMA can play a good Orianna.
They've got good AoE here so far. I mean, you look at sort of the lineup here. You've got, you know, Janna with the area effect knock-up and the knockback if you need. It's cool. There's basically two things going on here. So one, they've got two Guardians here. You can play Nautilus as a purely sort of defensive option and just protect the carry. And as we saw in the game that we just witnessed with Fnatic versus Dignitas, that game became Lamia Zealot basically carrying that game really hard. And you kind of want to play the Guardian sort of role at that point, and Janna really helped that one out. But you've got Nautilus as well who can perform that role quite successfully. You've got Wukong kind of do that some as well. Oh, I like this Leona pick. An aggressive bottom lane is available there. And
so currently, when my office makes me play Summoner's Rift ranked, which is very rarely, but when they do, I play support. That's the role I fail in least. And I cannot play Leona. I love the playstyle of Leona, but I never know when to commit with Leona. And that's what just, you know, separates a great support from an idiot like me. So Leona, if she's played well, is so exciting to see because she sets up both great lane ganks and these amazing team fights where she goes in with the E and then just puts the ultimate down, locks everybody in place. It's great. They have shown Caitlyn, which is a good counter pick to Corki. Corki doesn't have great range until he starts getting his rocket poke. There's the Orianna. There's the Orianna.
They could run that. I mean, again, they have, like we just talked about, they have the Guardians for Vayne, so Vayne can hyper carry, and with champions like Shyvana and Shen, who get very, very beefy. I mean, Grave's not the same role, actually, so we'll probably stop commentating on those picks right now. But
I think it's really the three mid-champions that we see here right now. It's going to be a Nautilus unavoidable knock-up on a high-value target, right? Orianna ulti on top of that target, unavoidable as well, and while all that's going on, there's a little monkey doing his dance.
Yeah, they've got a lot of really good crowd control here.
Oh, yes.
They're going to be very, very good at basically an area effect team fight style thing.
What counters Orianna in mid lane?
I don't know. I mean, I think just I don't think Kassadin's all that strong because she can always shield herself, and her basic attacks are good pokes. But any sort of aggressive pusher plus denying blue, when you've got basically Shen plus Shyvana there, you've got the ability to counter juggle very aggressively. And
how about a Fizz?
I mean,
how do you see that working? I really can't tell
right working, but I also see something like Mordekaiser working, where Mordekaiser can just repeat push. I think he's
but
pretty.
That's not his style. Mordekaiser is really not MoMA's style.
But that's unfortunate. Then you've got to be a better player than that.
Well, I'm sure he's going to play a very good Mordekaiser, but I think he's going to want to play one of his best ones. Galio. Okay.
I think that goes both ways because Galio definitely an aggressive, can be a very aggressive laner, very good pushy laner, and can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in a team fight, you've got basically that entire roster from Fnatic can break that ultimate, and a lot of them can break it from very far away. That scares me a little bit as a team synergy pick because they have no other damage output.
That's a very good point. Nautilus is going to is going to break it, Orianna is going to break it, Janna is going to break it. That's a very good point.
Wukong can as well if he pops R in time.
But the other thing is, look at Team AAA now. This is just 4 tanky men, 2 of whom may be women, technically speaking, and Corki, who does tons of damage from very far away because he doesn't build Trinity Force.
He is really scary, and that is true. I'm thinking back to CLG's game where they basically had
similar.
It was a bunch of tanky guys, but it was Urgot instead of Corki,
and
they didn't have enough damage.
Yes.
So I can see this. You know, Leona does more damage than you really give her credit for. That passive adds up a lot of damage to your team over time. The ult, the W, the E, they could all hit everyone. And so you have a lot of disruption there. You've got a lot of chance to do some really good damage, and you've got a lot of cool synergies there as well between Gatling Gun and Burnout, which are going to trigger that passive from Shyvana very easily, right? You're not gonna waste stacks almost at all. It'll be almost impossible to fail that one. And so we're gonna see, a very aggressive bottom lane on both sides. Really, you've got Leona Corki, which has the ability to just jump on someone and basically just dunk on them really hard.
Every tick from Burnout and every tick from Gatling Gun,
it'll consume it though. So it just makes sure that you don't waste it.
Right.
Which can happen if you're really, really bursty. Like, I wouldn't trust Annie to synergize well with Leona, for example. But yeah, you're going to pretty much never waste those passive ticks, which can happen, of course. At the same time, you've got really aggressive bottom lanes here with the Corki Leona lane, which is super good. At the same time, you've got the really aggressive lane on the other side, which is Janna plus Graves, and Graves, can push really, really hard. Janna in general, just the AD shield plus buckshot's going to hit super hard. There's a lot of really good chances there to kill people.
And the new skin here as well for Leona. That's very pretty skins in general. You can't see them yet. You'll see them in game in just a second. And Freak, I'm so excited about this game. I really hope there's not going to be a lot of early game mistakes that will decide this game. I really want this to drag out into a long, amazing, awesome game. And I think we have a couple of people in the audience here right now. So how about we make some noise for fnatic versus AAA?
Hey everybody, and welcome back. We are here into the game. We can see both teams actually running aggressively at the very, very start of the game. People calling out their GLHFs, and let me go ahead and...
Yes.
As much as they're being mannered now, you never know.
Yeah, they called him Nautilus because he's naughty. That's nice.
I like that, I like that. But yeah, so nice move right here. So PK's going to send out the ball right there into that brush and try to look and scout a little bit. We're going to see if I can remember how these Flag of War controls. Yeah, okay, there we go.
F1, F2, F3.
Yeah, can kind of spot out these teams, look to make sure that they're not getting jumped on too quickly. Some wards already going down from Against All Authority. You can see this middle brush right here being warded out. Ping's going off on both sides. Shyvana is a pretty notorious counter jungler, and honestly, that level 1 team from Against All Authority, you've got a couple of different stuns and slows kind of stacked up here. They have the chance to really jump in there and do some good pressure, but...
Yeah. They're protecting blue for Cyanide right now. Nautilus, like we saw, when Nautilus was jungled against Fnatic, they just went and stole the golems because they are aware of the fact that Nautilus is not going to win any exchange in the jungle early game, especially not against Shyvana, who is this super dominant counter jungling force, as M5 showed us in Kiev. So they're doing exactly the right thing. They're not doing anything fancy. They're just like, oh, actually, at the same time, bot lane, we see Yellowstar and N-rated contesting the golems right there. So maybe we want to have a look at that, see if they can actually take something. And they come out of the barrage, and nope, Lamia takes that golem, takes a little bit of damage, is fine. The big golem is still up, so they may still try to go for that big golem. It's resetting right now. Exciting stuff from Yellowstar and N-rated here, and with the aggressive support, this is something you could definitely do. And the golem's just, you know what, guys, I'll just go home. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, Fnatic really wants to hold on to this too, because if they do let it reset, I mean, it's going to hurt Cyanide a little bit. He's going to be -1 golem there.
Yeah, and he is going to be -1 golem.
Well, at least he'll get blue buff.
Yeah, and at least they didn't steal one, right? So it's not the end of the world, but Yellowstar and N-rated, I feel, did a pretty good move there.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Shushay and Soaz have already actually gotten into a little bit of an altercation. You can see Shushay losing a bit of health here.
He does have 5 pots though. He went cloth and 5 pots. I'm not quite sure why the cloth, because it's going to be mostly magic damage poke from Shen. The Q is magic, right?
Yeah, it is, and the passive as well, but maybe he just wants that wriggles and wants just, 5 potions plus, well, something that gives stats.
Yeah, well, yeah, why not? You're probably going to build that into a lantern anyway in top lane.
It's fairly likely.
Yep, Shyvana now coming around mid lane. Gonna have a little look here. Xpeg is really far pushed out. Moma is trying to go in, trying to land a slow as well. Xpeg is gonna be safe though with his own slow / speed up.
Linux going to take some damage, actually. Pika's going to let that one go.
I'm going to look up the name of that ability now because I feel stupid for not knowing it. Yeah, Command Dissonance, yes.
Cyanide up to level 3 now, did get that Golem back. You can see PK just doing the best he can to get minion kills right now. 9 on Galio, and looks like 11 right now on Orianna, but now Galio's going to be last sitting at turret and get a lot of those back.
Yeah, and even though she ganked already, Shyvana's still ahead in creep kills in the forest here over Nautilus. Just such a fast jungler. Nautilus, though, we saw in the last game just how disruptive he can be. And we're going to see even one, in bot lane, N-rated, just barely missing his E there. That could have been a lot of damage onto Lamia with a root afterwards. Is it a stun or a root, the Q? I think it's
the Q is a stun, yeah.
The Q is a stun, yeah. But there's a mini root after the E, I think.
Yes.
Yes. So they can't run away. Top lane, I don't know why Shusha is pushing so hard. I guess he's using the E to harass, and that automatically pushes the lane.
Yeah, I think he's also not afraid of Shyvana right now. That Shyvana, he saw her gank mid once and twice, so he knew that was safe for a while. Wanted to, I guess, push up to the turret so he could recall and grab up boots and a ward. You can see he's already on the way back with those items. And he's going to be in pretty good shape in the lane after that. The first blue already has gone to Momo, though.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, of course. Shyvana doesn't need it.
Yep.
Oh, that's going to make the mid lane a little bit harder. I still feel that Orianna should be safe enough against Galio. I mean, she has a range. She shouldn't be in too much trouble.
True.
We'll have to see. Nautilus is coming down for a gank right now. Cyanide is. N-rated is at about half health. The lane is currently pushing in the direction of AAA, but there's no ward in the river, and they're going in for this right now. And there's the not quite yet. Actually, his first blood in. Yes, sorry, that was a Shyvana gank. But at the same time, bot lane, Yellowstar is going down to Cyanide. I was just watching that. N-rated is now at half health, has to flash as well. It's going to be fine for now. Sorry, guys, I was watching the other gank.
That's fine. We got the first blood on camera at least. You got to call out the battle at the bottom of the lane. So looks like that did go equal. But despite the one kill, going back to one kill on both sides, a 400 gold advantage for Against All Authority. They seem to be winning in minion kills and there's overall map objectives that way. So.
Yeah, 39 to 27 in mid lane actually doesn't look too good for Orianna, I guess. And yeah, 23 to actually Graves is winning his bot lane. So that's good. He's winning, of course, because he's now. Wow, doing a lot of damage to tower already. He's already down to half health. So they tried to use that death for that. I guess they could have gone for Dragon as well, but I guess 5 minutes is just too early for Dragon. You would take so much damage from it.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on how tanky Nautilus was, you would have a chance there, but it would be scary.
Yeah, yeah. And Moma, I feel, is actually winning his lane against XP right now. So let's have a quick look at mid lane and just see exactly what is happening there, because Moma is doing something right.
Galio spam, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really all that's happening. And as we're looking there, of course, dating you away, N-rated, falling in bot lane, Cyanide just staying around forever. I'm guessing he probably stayed in the brush then?
Yeah, absolutely. Just waiting around, and they just got the burst damage with Janna, Buckshot, everything else. And he's going back in as well. And of course, there's no ward right now, so this could be really bad for Yellowstar.
And he still has red buff as well. So, yep. Hello, Yellowstar. Guess what? You get dunked on again. And there he is, and there's the pull, there's the slow as well, and he's going to get out of it.
Yep.
But the Yellowstar is going to be very, very scared right now. Shusha is down to half health. It looks like Source is actually doing a much better job in top lane, harassing him down. Ooh, yeah, that doesn't look too good for the monkey in top lane right now.
No, that's going to be pretty bad. Finally, the recall has gone off for Nautilus, so he's going to be leaving bot lane alone for at least a short time, but
I think what happened there as well is while Cyanide was in bot lane, I think Orianna took every single
Shusha not in good shape right now, getting jumped on by Linux.
He's actually going to get out with his W, yes. Oh, Linux coming back, pushing him away from Blue. Blue is going to respawn in about 20 seconds, so Linux warding it up right now very wisely. Orianna just went back and bought another Doran's ring, so I hope that she's going to get there in time. Shusha is blue pilling in view of the ward, so they know he's gone. Always make sure the enemy doesn't see you when you blue pill, but of course he couldn't know that there was a ward there. And Moma is coming around to steal that blue buff as well now.
Yep, the teams do know this is going to be in contention. Cyanide is nearby. Galio running around. Actually, he's probably going to be in Orianna's way.
Moma finds Pika, yeah. Oh. She actually has to use the ulti, yeah. But Shyvana did stop on blue buff as well. Ooh.
Actually, Lena could get hurt really bad here. There's the root from Cyanide, and the slow's coming off still as well. PK low on mana. If she had actually saved the ult, this could have been a pickup here.
Yeah.
Looks like Momo's going to land a slow and be pretty much safe at this point. Nice try otherwise by fnatic. They did save their blue, though, so they can go back for it later.
And I just have to say that is the scariest Nautilus skin.
It is a very scary Nautilus skin.
Man, I would not like to see that guy coming for me.
That's very, very, very true. I wouldn't want to see Nautilus coming for me at all, to be fair.
Yes, that's true, it's true. Top lane, we are at 30 CS for Shushay versus 54 for Soaz.
Ouch, Soaz winning that.
That's what we were talking about. And this is a lot of pressure on fnatic because they know that Shushay is their weakness at the moment. And I wonder what this does to the team psychology, knowing that, you know, this guy, the guy that you expected to fall behind actually does fall behind as well. What is it doing to Shushay as well? What is going through his mind?
Well, if they're winning everywhere else, they'll be okay. Shen is not a super hard carry. He's one of the better laners in the game, of course, so you almost expect Shen to win, especially because he has gotten more ganks from Shyvana than Shushay's gotten from Nautilus, so it's partially to be expected. Nautilus has ganked twice and gotten kills both times at bottom, so you're kind of looking at, you know, a gold advantage overall, though Corki is out minion farming Graves.
Wow.
He's still got that kill advantage.
Yep, and that is hopefully going to be, I mean, fnatic would hope that it's going to be a carry Lamia again, who did a pretty good job the last game and rated so aggressive here against Shanna. Is going to take a lot of punishment for it, actually. I was almost within killing range of Lamia's ultimate. Let's actually see how much damage does it do right now. I'm trying to get my mouse over there. That would have been 250 plus 58. That would have been 300 damage. I think that could have been a kill there, but of course it didn't want to waste it. Ah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
It looks like some jungle invasions actually coming out right now. Momo not in a happy place. Sign it in front. There is the ult. PK not in a happy place right now. Down to half health. Momo still getting jumped on. There's the dragon as well. But Shushay showed up, and there's the ult as well for Orianna. Mama gonna drop down. Shushay trying to get away, but no, getting burned down by Leonok. That will be a death. N-Raider has shown up and gotten the kill on a Cyanide. This is looking not too happy right now. Lamia not in a great place. PK picking up another one, though. Looks like that's 2 for 2 so far. And Orianna, some good support. Oh my gosh, good drop down to Corki. One more rocket. No, he will juke it just in time. Running away now is PK. Oh, jeez, those rockets still almost catching up. 2 for 2 right there. And
that was a 2 for 2 exchange. Was it a 2 for 2 or 2 for 3? Yeah.
No, it's 2 on both sides.
Yeah, 2 on both sides. So that's good because that's good for fnatic because they also got the first blood, but they now have to concede the dragon. They're all low. They're going home to heal. That's going to be, I feel an uncontested dragon for AAA. Shen ultimate came in there, but I guess Shushay must have teleported in. I didn't even see the teleport particle. But yeah,
no,
Shen
he had
ultimate
run from recall. He doesn't have teleport. He just ran straight up and was there in time.
Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah, I did definitely saw the Shen shield there on Moma when he ulted. And that is, of course, a great combination if you can pull it off. You have that Galio in there. The Galio can feel free to build mostly AP because Shen is going to keep him alive during his ultimate.
And actually, the one cool thing that also happened there was the reason that actually Shushay had shown up in time is because they timed when the first golem was given to Galio, that when he walked back in the lane with blue buff, he was like, oh, this is at around like 5 minutes. Hey, their blue's going to respawn at 10. So Shushay, you know, around like 9, 15.
Bot lane, N-rated in a lot of trouble again, getting caught out in the brush again. They may want to dive this actually. Nope, he survives with just 400 health there. He is very aggressive, even in holding the lane when his AD carry is not around. And Cyanide now coming around, not just to ward the enemy jungle entrance. That's a pretty good ward there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to keep Shushay a little bit safe there in case they come in around that way. And actually, we have Leonok going to sweep wards right now with an early Oracles.
Oh, yeah.
That could manifest in something really good.
Ah, but the ward is in the entrance near Wraiths. So, well, yeah, Shushay wouldn't have seen Leonok there either.
They don't see Pika coming down from the top, but I think they sensed it.
Oh, yeah, in bot lane. Yes, absolutely. You take it away bot lane. I'm going to keep my eyes top.
Almost lands the ultimate. Oh, it's close.
And Shyvana actually coming around top lane right now is going to try and dive Shushay onto the tower. He has no idea that she's around. She knows that she's undetected because she's wearing an Oracles. And now let's see this 2-man dive here onto Shushay, who is definitely pretty dead. And he's trying to use his W to get away. He's using his ultimate to get away as well. But it's just not going to happen. These two guys are just too tanky. And Soaz, you know, just gets out of tower range and says, you know what, I'll also take your tower.
Yeah, they got a lot of damage out there, and you see Soaz's build, 99 armor, got that fast ninja tabby, and that's enough armor to keep you alive when you got the Giant's Belt and the Ruby Crystal and all that. That's enough to keep you in there. PK's not going to be in a great place right now. You can see Momo jumping in there, hastes himself and lands that Q, but of course blue buff is gone. That did actually go to Leonok, who picked up the kill earlier. That finally just did time out, but yeah, that's I mean, Galio without blue is nice. It helps PK out quite a bit.
Yep. The spam just means he automatically wins his lane in CS, and N-Rated just barely missing an E again. Then bot lane Yellowstar actually being engaged on very aggressively there. There's the ultimate from N-Rated. It's going to keep him safe, and the Shen ultimate is coming in as well, so it's a 3v2 in bot lane right now. But perfect Melissan ultimate is probably, no, it's not going to keep him safe because Soaz is a crazy, crazy man who dives into turrets, and Lamia now also going to fall. Yes, I wasn't even sure there for a second. Yellowstar.
Oh my gosh, he has like 12 health left.
Me.
12. 6 HP.
Wow. At the same time, in mid lane, it looks like Orianna got engaged on really hard by Moma, just barely portaled out there. And in top lane, something was happening. Yeah, a gank was happening there as well, but everybody survived. Actually, no, not a gank. I guess they just put pressure on the turret because Shen left the lane to go help the gank bottom lane.
And Linak flooding aggressively 1v2, I guess knows the turret would help if they came to counterattack.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Cyanide and Shushe both down to half health.
Yeah, that's the power of that little dragon lady.
She's doing a great job. 3,000 gold the advantage right now for Against All Authority. 4 to 6 on kills, so it's close there, but between the dragon and just overall, I think minion advantages from both bot and mid, that's getting a little bit scary.
Yeah, it is definitely getting a little scary. The advantage doesn't look too far right now, but it is pretty early in the game still. I think the first full-on 5v5 team fight is going to give us a better indication of where this game is heading. Janna just soaking up the experience from the lane as her carry is gone. Needs to be a little bit careful if N-Rated came around the back. He could have died there. That should be fine. Orianna did get the blue buff from the team again, so that's good stuff. May now come in from a gank on Soaz, but Soaz is an incredibly tanky man right now. His pick is gonna... No, it's not even gonna try it. Shushe, I feel, is letting the team down at the moment a little bit, and I just wonder what's going on in team chat at this point, because there's not very much you can do. Like you said, Shen is a strong laner, and on top of just being a strong laning presence, he's also a strong global presence. He just totally turned that gank around there bottom lane when N-Rated missed his E, and Lamia thought that was his time to go in. Suddenly a ninja appears.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Melisande tried with the ultimate on Janna to push everyone back, just did not quite make that happen.
They swapped lanes top and mid. So Xpeke is now top lane.
That's going to be a pretty decent lane too. Looks like he's just spamming against Soaz. Soaz not going to last hit at the turret anymore. And that's actually really good. You can just see the amount of harassment coming out there. Pekka definitely very practiced here. He's got to be careful. Oh, almost lands that ultimate and pulls Shen into a combo.
At the same time, though, in the near Lizard, it looks like Linak was trying to go in for that steal. Cyanide is there, though. Should be fine. Wow, that shield just looks very, very big on that big man.
That is a very big Nautilus.
Yep. Linak is, he's warding the brush, and he's going for it again. This ping's going down, so they definitely know that this is going on. But the problem is Shen could be coming in. His ultimate's almost up, just a few seconds from being up, and that red buff is going over to Linak right now. And Cyanide didn't even feel like they could contest it. Sorry, Fnatic didn't feel like they contested.
Yep, and so 20 minutes, 30 seconds roughly is when that red's going to come back, and just a good team effort there by Against All Authority. The Oracle's ward sweeping and just bringing the support over and making that all happen. Worked quite well there.
Xpeke still doing a very good job in top lane, but now Galio is coming up, and I hope, I think you noticed that. Let's see if Moma actually gets there in time. He is probably using a speed buff on himself. Yep, there is the slow. The slow actually lands. There's the speed as well. I'm gonna see an ultimate, I expect. He has the shield on himself. Oh, he was waiting for the flash, and that was actually well played. Put the dissonance down and then flashed out, knowing that they couldn't follow quickly enough.
That was a good escape. Absolutely a great escape there. See if Fnatic can kind of get some more pressure at bottom lane. You kind of feel like that lane would work well for them as time goes on, but they've not been able to do a whole lot.
Oh, Dragon is up again, and looks like there is going to be a proper team fight at Dragon this time around. Freak, and there is the ultimate from N-Rated going down on Melisande. Melisande going very low, has to flash out, uses ultimate, is probably going to be safe. No, he actually gets picked up by Yellowstar, who flashes across the Dragon wall. Now knock up on everybody as Monkey is in there doing tons of damage, but the Shen ultimate coming in as well. I think N-Rated will probably, no, actually dies to the last E, but it doesn't look for Fnatic, it doesn't look good for Fnatic in the rest of the fight, as Moma finally put down his ultimate. Oh, Shushe is going for Yellowstar. If he can close the gap. Oh, nicely played from Yellowstar. Actually, Valkyrie not away from him, but over him near his team, which is the safest spot to be. Oh, Soaz flashing across the wall, gets the taunt down on Xpeke, and Xpeke just barely shielding himself, uses his ultimate to be safe, but is it going to be enough? I don't think he can get away from it. Yeah, perfect Q from Moma, picks up that kill very safely.
That was absolutely great play right there between Soaz and Moma. They just picked that one up, barely getting it, and that was just phenomenal right there.
And look at Moma. He only built Mercury Treads and Chalice.
Catalyst and Chalice, yeah.
Yeah, and he has over 100 AP.
That's a scary Galio. It's going to hurt pretty bad.
Yep. I guess the theory is that I think Wukong can just, farm against him, but Shushe is he's looking for exchanges, and that's never going to go well against the Galio.
Yeah,
Dragon,
tower shot.
Dragon is still up, though. Both teams know this, so aAa are trying it again, and Orianna is not in position. I feel fnatic should just leave this unless there's going to be like another epic Cyanide steal. I don't think it's going to happen though. Not Cyanide actually gets taunted. That's not good. And Raiden's ultimate, he has to flash out. Good damage being put down on them, but they're going to be safe. And the Dragon went to aAa, of course.
Yes, that's their second Dragon so far. 24-10 about the respawn on that. And you can just see they're just growing and growing in power. Pekka is built a little bit interesting. So 3 Dorans and cooldown boots, but then going 2 blasting wands, which doesn't really build into anything directly. So we'll see if that turns into something good or if he misclicked a little bit.
I don't understand. Okay, Shushe in mid is fighting against Linak and Moma, but used his little clone to get out there. That's the nice thing about Wukong. He has a lot of escape mechanisms against people who just want to put like burst damage down on you. You can make them guess if it's actually you or not. But at the same time, in bot lane, we see the tower being pressured very, very hard. It looks like Fnatic are not quite ready to give it up. Currently, Fnatic took 1 tower, top lane, and aAa actually have not taken a single tower yet.
Well, that's true, actually. Yeah, they're really not going for the turret pressure. I mean, they're getting the dragons, and that's good. That's going to bring some global gold, but they're really relying on minion kills and just champion kills, ultimately. And, you know, when top and mid lane win so hard, I mean, that's going to work out for you. Yeah. You know, bot lane did open up really well for Fnatic, but now you see Corki 4-1, going to be pretty scary. And now some pressure off on a Cyanide. There comes a fight in on them.
No,
but they're going to get out with Shurelya's.
Yeah, they're going to be fine. Soaz took a little bit too long to come in there. He was waiting just around the corner. Shushi did come down as well, but it wasn't quite necessary as they are going to back off there. You just try to take another tower. When you have a tower that's this low, may as well just give your team, you know, that little bit of extra gold.
I tend to agree that you want to kind of go for these turret kills when you get the chance to.
Yeah, but when they're easy and safe, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and not when there's Shen's showing up and damage everywhere.
Oh, Linak doing so much damage to Shusha. He has to proc his ultimate in mid lane there just to get out from that dragon. And at the same time, we see Moma switch top lane, and he's having a little fight with XP right now. Moma actually using his ultimate, and is that a Shen ultimate? Yes, Shen ultimate coming in as well. Taunt.
Oh, wow.
Perfect coordination, and just picks up the kill right there.
Nice job between Soaz and Moma. Again, this is the second time they've coordinated a kill onto that Orianna, so they are just making this work for them incredibly well. Moma taking a couple turret shots just to get some extra pressure there and going to run down to kill off these minions as fast as possible. There's the Q and the E, and that is a turret kill. So now Against All Authority picked up their first turret kill of the match, but kind of just for lack of trying before, though. They had the ability to do that.
Gets taunted, gets slowed as well. Moma is going in, doesn't have his ultimate, of course, he just used it, but he's just tanking the tower a little bit, and that is a dead monkey.
Another kill picked up by that duo, and again, they were pushing mid right there. They had Yellowstar come in there and take a second turret down.
And Fnatic don't have an answer right now to this really brilliantly played combination of Galio and Shen, because Galio goes in with his ultimate, and not only is he going to keep everyone in place, by the time his ultimate finished channeling, so did Shen's, and suddenly Shen is there and keeps everybody in place with a taunt as well.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I mean, while the channel times are a little bit different, Shen's is 3 and Galio's should be 1.5. It's still, if you plan it out properly, you've still got, you know, everyone gets pulled into the middle usually, and then they've got to try to run out, but then Shen can, of course, shadow dash at range and catch up to people, and that CC chain does work.
Galio, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you're right, yeah, Galio has a CC there as well with a slow.
Fnatic don't have an answer for this right now, and it's starting to look again exactly like the game against Dignitas. They're falling really far behind, they're giving up lots of kills they really don't need to give up, and we'll have to see if they can set up for an objective steal like they did against Dignitas. But I feel that AAA are playing this much more together. They're much more calm about this. They didn't immediately rush anything top lane when XP pushed a couple of towers down. They just take their chances. Whenever they get handed a chance, they take a kill. Soaz has built the Warmox, and let me see how far he's charged. He's probably not too far yet. No, he's only at he's actually at plus 322 health, so he's almost got it full already. Wow. So yeah, that Shen is just not going to fall anytime soon at all. It looks like they are now clearing wards near Baron and Freak. That seems to suggest to me that they want to look for a Baron kill pretty soon.
It feels like the right time to do it. It's past 20 minutes in. They have built themselves a sizable, looks like 5,500 gold advantage. No, my math must be wrong. It's like 7,500 gold. That's the one. And you know, that's enough to where you can kind of really press that advantage. Shushe still not that scary in these fights yet. I assume he's going to want to build some more health, but he's just got that phage so far. He's just not getting that big yet. So, you know, they're going to hope that he can do something good. but right now he's just not a scary guy, and you know he lost his lane, and that was exceptional play by Soaz to enable that. And you look over at Soaz, and he's already got Warmogs plus Atmos. It's like that's just a significant item advantage.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem with Cannon banned. There really wasn't a strong champion left, and of course Wukong is very, very strong, but you need to sit in lane and farm him up, and that's not something Shushay can do. He wants to go and kill people. That's all he wants to do.
Oh, and when you get camped by the jungler, and then all that happens, like he just got behind, and then Shen's a champion that can play extremely aggressively and bully you out, and that's exactly what happened.
And it just took another turret in a bot lane, so the gold advantage now closing in on 10k in favor of AAA.
Yeah, but they're going to like this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So Linak waiting around in the wings.
Yep, Linak is ready to jump across that wall in dragon form. But
here come the rest of AAA.
Most of Fnatic are there. Graves just went back to buy, and and don't quite catch Yellow Star there. That would have been a good pickup for them. It's exactly the kind of thing they need right now, an AD to just go around the flank and get out of position. But AAA are playing this really, really well. They're sieging this tower down slowly. Actually, no, they're pulling back right now, but they are in control. Oh, N-rated is, he's jumping right in the middle of the enemy team. He puts a perfect stun down. Yellow Star though in a lot of trouble. Shen ultimate on him. Is it going to be enough? He flashes away, so it is going to be enough. XPK actually surviving that. Only N-rated on him right now. He is going to pick up the kill. No, N-rated flashing away. No, there is the follow-up. Under the tower though, Lamia getting dove on by 3 people, and they're all 3 going to survive. And there is the ace as Yellow Star comes around and picks up.
Just for 1 even.
Yeah.
5 for 1.
Yeah, that's not looking good at all. And this would be the time for AAA to go for a Baron.
Yeah, they have a good chance for this. I mean, they are kind of low. They don't really have a good... I guess they could just keep Soaz in front to tank it, but looks like they're going to actually recall back and try to get full health in time for Fnatic in case they want to risk for Baron. And yeah, they're just all going to go back and heal. Enraid is going to respawn in 2 seconds. Melsa's going to hold on to the bottom turret, and then by the time Fnatic even makes a chance to go for Baron as a comeback mechanic, AAA is going to be there and ready for it.
Although they are taking a dragon right now. It should be fine. Linak is only the smiter. You don't really need him.
That's true, but I think their whole team by that point is scary enough that they could 4v5 and delay. We saw that in the first game of the day with Dignitas versus Counterlogic Gaming, where 3v5 they just had enough fight presence that with Baron in the middle, they got enough damage output to stop them, trade 2 kills and stop that Baron, and I think they've got the same potential here in a 4v5, even without their smite.
Fnatic have warded the Baron. I don't think that AAA are aware of that yet. Enraid is standing in vision range of a ward because Linak just went back to heal, so they don't have their oracles with them right now, but they're going to fix that very soon. This will be the time for Fnatic to engage on them, but AAA are very, very careful. Moma lagging behind a little bit. He did just go home and buy himself another needlessly large rod on top of his Banshees and the Abyssal Scepter. Yep. Trying to do some poke across the wall here is XPK. It's not going to happen. And AAA are pushing out lanes now in preparation for a Baron.
And they've got a lot of good ward coverage. There we go. Another Oracle sweep goes on, and I mean they've just got the map vision advantage, except for that one Baron ward. Fnatic can't see much, whereas Against All Authority sees pretty much the entire jungle.
Yeah.
And that is a very, very scary thing to happen. There goes that last ward getting swept, and Against All Authority are going for it. They've got Gallia waiting out for the wings. Fnatic actually can clairvoyance and see that that's happening. And of course, both sides can see what's going on here. They're actually going to back off for now. And let's see, we're going to have a fight come on pretty soon. And there we go. Galio running towards the back has kind of pushed away Shushay. Shushay's not in great shape right now, down below half health. And there's the initiation. Pekka get caught in the middle. Leostar might go down. Yes, he will. Let's see if Lamia can pick up the rest of this kill. Shushay comes by as well. And Raider not in a happy place. And that will be a couple of knockups there. Another kill picked up. Lamia is going to be okay. Dashes over the wall. But here comes Shen and gets the taunt off. This is looking bad for him. I don't think he can fight off that Shen. And yes, Soaz now godlike, a 7 kill streak.
And only Shushay surviving that fight with about 100 health.
Yep.
I think that's either going to be like a safe Baron or even... Oh, no, sorry.
They don't have the damage for Baron anymore, but
probably
they do
not,
have the chance to get some turrets.
Yeah, exactly. They have the chance to get some very safe turrets now as well. They did lose... Yeah, they did lose
3 for 2
people in that fight. AAA did. But still, I'm not entirely sure what happened there, why they split apart. So they pulled They put people into the brush right there where we can still see the ward from AAA. So AAA actually knew this was happening. They knew that Fnatic were waiting in that brush, and they just went in and like, you know what, we'll just kill you in that brush. You're ambushing us, we'll just turn around and kill you. Didn't quite work out as cleanly, but still, I'd have to say AAA came out better in that fight.
Yeah, kind of what happened there was Shuje kind of looped around the top this way and kind of pulled some aggro. Then right when that happened, they had N-Rated and Yellowstar come in there and just, giant ult ball came out from Orianna and from Graves, and they traded back and forth a little bit. Lamia ended up getting a double kill there, but the team was just so strong at that point they picked up 3 afterwards.
Lamia is on an Infinity Edge and a Seal, while Corki Yellowstar is on a Bloodthirster and a Trinity Force.
Yeah.
He has a red pot in his inventory as well. That Corki does a lot more damage than Graves at the moment.
Yeah, in the typical sort of fight scenario, you're going to have those Trinity Force procs between the Missile Barrage, and yeah, you're going to have Yellowstar on Corki doing more damage than the Graves will, but if you get a lucky string of crits, the Infinity Edge crit damage modifier, you can actually get ahead just barely. It's not going to be very likely, but there are chances for Lamia to put out some really good DPS in a short amount of time.
And it looks like they're going for Baron. Baron has been attacked now. Soaz is indeed tanking it. I think Fnatic are aware. Yes, they're definitely aware. There's a ward that just shows them what's going on there. Cyanide going in, taking a little bit of damage from Baron, should be fine though. Baron is at about a third right now. Another question is, are they going to try and turn around and engage on Fnatic? They don't think they're actually going in right now. They're jumping in, XP flashing out. He does have his ultimate up right now. He does a bit of damage to N-Rated Lin. It's not going to be enough. Still so much health on Team AAA, and a lot of health lost there, especially from XP and Shuje. Yellowstar waiting to Valkyrie across. There he goes, Valkyrie across, perfect angle to go in on them, putting down some good missiles on Cyanide, who pulls himself away, but Moma picks it up again. Perfect prediction, even through that anchor toss. He knew exactly where the Nautilus would end up and just placed his Q.
And they're going to go right back in for it too. Gallia puts down that haste tunnel, and they're going to go back for Baron. And Baron, I don't know if they're going to want to try to stop this at a 4v5, so you're going to see they're actually going to counter push mid. They're going to go for 2 turrets here. And actually you see the ping from Purple Team from Against All Authority saying, hey, let's defend at the second turret, let's get there. They're going to actually send Galio out early so he can clear the minion waves, and we're going to see if he can do this properly. There's the Baron swipe that's been taken down, and here comes Galio. AoEs come out, and yep, they've stopped the push. They've gotten 1 turret for Baron, which of course, not the best trade, but if you're already going to lose Baron, at least they traded something back for it.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, Shuje not exactly blue pilling in the safest place, but he's going to be fine. They're not looking for him right now. And Fnatic are now, oh god, they're so far behind. They're 16k, almost 16k, 15.5k behind in gold right now.
Oh my gosh, he found him. He found Pekka, and he's going to go down. Oh my gosh. So as from the ward right here, inferred where this Orianna would go.
Wow.
Shadow dashed into the brush, picked it up. Wow.
Okay, yeah, that's just adding insult to injury at this point.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And AAA are doing one thing much better than Dignitas are doing. They're just playing it safe. Even though they're so far ahead right now, they're playing it super safe this game. They're not giving anything away. And I see there's a little bit of a chase going on there near blue.
Grab that one. Moma has that.
Moma has it. Oh. Yep. Shen is under some pressure right now. I'm not quite sure if they have what it takes to slow him. Yeah. There's a slow, but Lamia decides not to chase. Doesn't know where the rest of the team is, if Moma's in range yet. And yeah, Soaz was there as well. That would not have ended very well for Lamia.
Not really, no.
Who is currently 3-3-4, the only one in his team who's not negative.
It's fair. At least the Janna has a perfect score with no kills, so that's actually good.
Nice, yes.
Yeah. But yeah,
she does have 9 CS though, that's not good.
They have a heavy reliance on Mercury treads, which I understand, of course, with this team comp. But
yeah.
It's a lot of money spent on tenacity and not on damage.
Yes. And at the same time,
Yellowstar.
I just saw that XP went out there to stop Yellowstar, but I guess he didn't. Soaz gets the taunt in on Shuje. He uses his W to be safe though, and Cyanide pulling Linak, but not doing any damage to Linak. They took the tower. I think they're just going to take the inner, probably then rotate around to mid. There's a minion wave almost there, so they just clear out some of it.
Whatever.
Yeah, they don't even feel it. Exactly, yeah. So it's just keeping them at a distance a little bit. And looks like that's going to be a second inhibitor going down in favor of aAa, who, Freak, it has to be said, are looking unstoppable in this tournament right now.
They are looking really good. I think they might be breaking their online curse, but we'll see how this pans out. They're going to push in. They're going to go for the third inhib now. So it's not quite landing that shadow dash onto a champion, but they're going to go in now for this inhibitor. This is going to look pretty good for Against All Authority. They do have all 5 back from fnatic. If they can defend these 2 turrets, they can maybe turn it around with 1 magical team fight. They do catch Yellowstar. There's the stuns coming out. Yellowstar not in a great place, out of half health. Leenock up in the middle of the turrets, and he's not going to like that either. Melisande drops down. Shusha getting very, very low, but Lamia now defending amidst these turrets. Can he do enough damage? Cyanide lands that root. Lamia is okay. 2 dead, and Against All Authority have gotten 1 turret and have kept everyone else alive. And they're still going to keep pushing in here. Now on to the Nexus of fnatic. Not looking happy anymore. Against All Authority going to take this game. Now I believe 3-0 in the group stage.
Yeah,
they're going to like that one a lot.
And the last message from Cyanide there in the game after the GGs and the well played was comeback time. I call that unlikely. Highly unlikely. Yeah, this is pretty much the kind of game that we've been seeing online from these 2 teams in the last couple of weeks. This is how it's always looked. And aAa just look absolutely unstoppable right now. Unless somebody finds a chink in their armor, I really don't know who could stop them at the moment. They seem to be both teams together there having a little discussion about what actually happened. And when you're actually on the stage, you can hear that there's a lot of surprisingly friendly discussion going on. Oh, how did you survive that? Or, oh, how did you guys do that? Oh, yeah, we just did this and this. These guys are, they're not punching each other. They're not angry at each other. But it was definitely a hard-fought game. And
yeah,
aAa are showing that even though they literally qualified at the 11th hour, they are the team to beat here in this group.
Yeah, they certainly did do a wonderful job here, and yeah, what you were referencing is, again, these 2 of these Chinese teams, Invictus Gaming and World Elite, could not get visas to fly out to this event, so they were replaced by Against All Authority and Alternate Attacks, and Against All Authority 3-0 in the group so far.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to be happy that they made it out here. And it's interesting because most of this, let's see, the roster was just the roster from Kiev, basically.
Yeah.
And that was the one spot they qualified from. They didn't show up anywhere else.
You're talking about aAa?
Yeah.
So aAa did not have N-rated at Kiev. They had Osoft still, which was the other support, and MoMA was just freshly back in the team at Kiev.
Okay.
Now they've had some time to play with MoMA again. So, but yeah, that's it's almost exactly the lineup that they had last year at the Season 1 Championships. I remember Titus was there, but he didn't play for them. Yeah. So it was this lineup, only Kuja instead of N-rated in support.
Okay, and maybe that was what it took to go from being a second place team to a dominating 3-0 team here. Is that one swap? But of course, Kuja's here as well.
Yeah,
on Millennium though.
I don't know how they're doing. We have not
they
seen
fought both these teams though so far, right?
Yeah, I think they've lost to both these teams.
Okay.
So
maybe there's going to be the top 3 teams. Like, you never know. This kind of goes in a bunch of weird ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've actually seen it actually happened at Guangzhou, where one of the. I forget which. I think it was SK had basically lost the very first group stage match and then came back and won the rest through.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, SK is like the weak team of this group, but then had this 3-way tie, and because of the way they did it, actually came back and was the second place team of the group. And you can kind of have the same thing here with Millennium. Maybe they're just losing to the best teams of the group so far.
Yeah, that could totally happen still. But yeah, aAa and I'm guessing aAa and I'm not even sure. Is it going to be aAa and Dignitas that the teams to beat in this group?
You had fnatic who defeated Dignitas, so Dignitas, only 1-1 right now. fnatic 2-1 at the moment. Against All Authority 3-0. CLG, we haven't seen what their other results are. Were they playing alternate backstage right now, or what was the match they were playing?
We'll have to figure out the numbers. Maybe somebody from backstage can feed us those numbers, but I'm sure you could find them on the websites as well. I am not entirely sure what the other streams are doing at the moment. So. We don't know yet, but it definitely looks like the main prediction was that the 3 teams that will make it out of this group are going to be taken from the pool of CLG, Dignitas, fnatic, and aAa, and that seems to be playing out for sure so far.
That's how the records are showing it, yeah?
Yeah. Right, it was not a close game, this one. very dominant
game. It was close for the very beginning, but that one gank at top lane shut down Shushei really hard. He had the second least gold on the team, unfortunately. I mean, under-farmed the jungler, which is usually not something you see very likely, but I mean, that was just, you know, a good job by Against All Authority to shut down that lane properly. XPK could not quite keep up with Moma either in mid lane. That early blue from Shyvana helped a whole heck of a lot. And then they kind of snowballed those two lanes to the win, basically. It was Shen Galio causing pretty much 10 straight kills throughout the mid game.
Yeah, and I think we should go to the stage right now and hear it from the players themselves, because we've got an interview ready for you guys up on the main stage.
Welcome. There we go. We have volume at last. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And first off, I'm going to start with PK. You've actually lost on LAN. I think this is the first time in probably since DreamHack. Yes, the first game since DreamHack you've actually lost. That obviously doesn't feel great, but how do you feel it went wrong?
The picks were okay. We actually were a bit ahead early game in all the lanes except top. Top got gank and 1 kill ahead, and after that Sen was snowballing top really hard, and that made all the other lanes snowball as well. That was the main problem.
So do you feel possibly banning Shen out would have helped?
Either banning Sen or picking a hero that will counter him. But yeah, leaving him alone, free farm, and getting fed is over.
Yeah, and obviously Moma, you are now 3-0 in the group, looking favourites for top in the group. I mean, how are you guys feeling?
Well, actually it's really good for us, because I think now we are in the next round for sure. But of course we want to make the first place here in the group. But this will be really 2 hard matches in front of us. Like, we need to beat CLG and Dignitas. We don't know so much about them. We didn't play them yet, so it's really open, this next 2 matches. So, but we want to win them.
And now I spoke to you slightly off camera, and you mentioned how much of a player pool that Soaz has got, how many heroes he can play. Do you think that plays into the advantage for aAa, that a lot of you guys can play so many heroes?
Yeah, I think like it's really hard to outban us at the moment. Like, every one of us has such a big champion pool. Like, usually we don't play Shen. Like, we never played Shen in any pre-made or something like. But Soaz has such a big champion pool. For example, he can pick everything on top lane. So it's really good for us. Like, it's really hard to ban our champions.
So was it simply a case of Shen's available?
Yeah, he's available.
Yeah, so why not take him if he's available? And obviously, PK, you know, you've just took a loss in this one. You've got still plenty more games to go. You've got your 2-1, I believe, 2-1-0 or whatever it is.
What did you say again?
Yeah, you're 2-1-0 in the group anyway. So, I mean, who else are you figuring? I mean, you've got to play CLG shortly, I think, in the next game afterwards. I think you've got alternate next.
There's alternate and then CLG.
Yeah, so obviously, anything fancy you may be thinking of possibly for CLG in there?
In CLG, I don't know. I don't know. It will start. Depends on what they first pick. Depends on what they first pick. We will do something. I don't know.
I would say they were playing the game, but it looks like they've just finished, so they will hear you. So they're not really going to get away with that. Anyway, you guys got anything you want to say to your fans? Obviously, you spoke to your Spanish crowd. Anything you want to say after that loss?
Just thank you to all the fans. That's it.
Moma, anything for you?
Thanks for watching us, and I hope we can bring some good matches for you guys.
Okay, so we're going to quickly go to a commercial break. Coming up, I believe it's going to be Dignitas versus Millennium after the break, so stay tuned, guys. Plenty of big games to come, and this is only day 1.